I understand that you're citing Republic Acts 9160 and 11521, which effectively states na hindi allowed ang disclosures ng information on bank records. These are absolutely confidential. Could you elaborate, sir, the basis for your complaint?
Yes, no, because the AMLC, no, the Anti-Money Laundering Council, was created by RA 9160. Okay, that's the law creating AMLAC. Okay, in 2021, RA 9160 was amended by RA 11521 and introduced a new provision 8-A. So meaning RA 9160, there was no 8-A yet. And in 2021, Congress enacted RA 11521 to introduce this provision, Section 8A, 8-A, saying that the AMLC and its secretariat shall securely protect information received or processed and shall not reveal in any manner any information known to them. So it means in any manner. And if you read RA 9160 and RA 11521, there is no exception to this rule. Okay, the AMLC has its own set of law. Okay, in this law, both RA 9160 and 11521 does not provide any exception where AMLC can reveal information that it acquired from the different banks in the Philippines.
Yes, sir. Sir, but the other side is propounding a different argument using a different law. They're citing RA 1405, Section 2. And I'll try to summarize it a bit. All deposits of whatever nature with banks or banking institutions are hereby considered as absolutely confidential in nature and may not be examined, inquired, or looked into. And moving forward, except upon written permission of the depositor or in cases of impeachment or upon order of a competent court. So they're citing Section 2 of an earlier law.
Well, as I said, no? As you said, RA 1405 is a different law from RA 9160 and 11521. No? RA 1405, in my opinion, applies to banks, okay? Banks in general. If you want information and you want that the banks themselves reveal those information, then there are exceptions in that law, RA 1405 that you said, no? Consent, impeachment, okay? But the Committee on Justice did not ask the information from the banks. They asked the information from the AMLAC. So what law will govern them? Because they asked it from the AMLAC, not the banks. It's not the RA 1405. It doesn't apply to AMLAC. So it is the RA 9160 that should apply because that is the law governing AMLAC. Okay? And that law is restrictive. There is no exception, and the prohibition on AMLAC to reveal information is absolute. And the reason for that is that the AMLAC handles thousands, millions of information from several banks a day. That's why they treat it as sensitive, confidential information, because you have with you the power of freezing accounts, the power to inquire in bank inquiry orders, and the law provides limitations on the powers of the AMLC. And one of its limitations is you cannot divulge any information to anybody because this information are supposed to be confidential to help the AMLAC in their investigation of money laundering offenses. Kaya nga po AMLA siya, Anti-Money Laundering Council. They are limited to investigating money laundering offenses using the information and transactions reported by the banks. So that is the limited authority of AMLAC in investigating money laundering offense. That's why the law provide a limitation that you cannot divulge information revealed by the banks and transmitted to the AMLAC for purposes solely for investigating money laundering offenses.
Yes, sir.
So
Sir, if I
that
may,
is the limitation.
yes, sir. If I may squeeze in one more, let me just qualify. I'm not a lawyer, so
None of us are.
I'm just basing this on
I'm
things that
sorry.
I read. Anyway, sir, but going back to Republic Act 1405, the law does not appear to be restricted only to what banks may or may not do. It's in reference to the disclosure of deposits with any banking institution. So it's not specific to any action only of banks, but it's specific to the information contained in banking institutions. So I'm
Yeah,
wondering lang if
that's it.
that
That's
that
the word.
qualifies things.
That's the word, banking institution. And what does banking institutions mean? The banks within the Philippines, the banks that are given license by the Banco Central of the Philippines to operate. So AMLC is not a banking institution. Okay? It is a council that investigates money laundering offenses. That is why there is a different law, a more recent law, because 1405 is a 1955 law. And this RA 11521, amending 9160, is a recent law in 2021. So precisely, this recent law governs the transactions or information gathered by AMLC. So it is our opinion, and I think the law itself is clear, that the AMLC is prohibited, absolutely prohibited from regulation. And that has a purpose to stabilize confidential information to secure banking industry.
Attorney, help us understand, no? Because under Republic Act 9160, the laws governing AMLAC records are quite restrictive, as you mentioned. Pero pwede po siyang buksan or tignan in impeachment proceedings if impeachment court po ang titingin, considering that they could be classified as a competent authority to take a look at these records, but meron din pong legal safeguards dyan, including it has to be done within under an executive session and may limitations po on the scope. Kumbaga, yung relevant records lang ang pwede tignan. So, with that said, mali po ba yung way ng kung paano ginawa ito ng Committee on Justice? Should they have taken a look at the records in an executive session and that would have been covered and allowed?
No, I don't think there is an exception to that in the AMLA law, no? RA 9160 and 11521. No? The exception on the impeachment cases only applies in RA 1405. I mean, as I said, to banking institutions. There is no similar provision if you read the entire law on RA 9160 and 11521. There is no similar provision on impeachment cases.
Okay.
Okay,
Attorney?
so it is really absolute. No? There's an absolute prohibition when it comes to information from the AMLAC.
Okay. So what you're saying basically, just to sum it up, sa AMLAC, bawal talaga humingi ng information. Kung gusto mo humingi ng
Yes.
information, humingi ka sa mga bangko directly.
Yes.
Which has actually some exceptions. Whereas
Yes.
sa AMLAC, wala talagang exception. But
Walang exceptions.
Yes, but I'm curious, Attorney Danao, no, bakit po itong apat na congressman specifically ang kasama po sa charges? Of course, nandun yung BSP, yung AMLAC, and we understand that. But is there any reason why it's not the whole Justice Committee and it's only the chairwoman, Luistro, Congresswoman De Lima, Chel Diokno, and Percy Sandanya?
Well, because when we reviewed the April 22 hearing in the House Committee on Justice and also the April 14, 22 hearing, it was in these proceedings that these personalities, they were the ones who moved, no? They were the ones who moved for the issuance of subpoena. They were the ones who seconded the motion, and they were the ones also who signed, no, in the person of Chairperson Luistro, who signed the subpoena, without which, no, the AMLAC would not have divulged these informations that they claim to be representing alleged bank transactions. No? So that's why in our study, we believe that these actions, no, of the congressmen, congresswomen that we charge were indispensable in the illegal revelation of these alleged bank transactions.
has your office or your client received the AMLAC report that was discussed in the House deliberations last week?
No, no, because precisely that's one of the issues, because we're not part of the impeachment proceedings, and naturally we won't get any copies. That's why are we being dragged into these impeachment proceedings when Attorney Carpio is a private individual, he's a private citizen, and yet they wanted to get all sorts of information from tax returns, from bank records. So that is why our client felt that it's already enough. No, enough is enough. No, the law provides certain regulations. The law prohibits information revelation from AMLAC, and if you do that, there's a penalty. There's a criminal penalty, 8 years maximum imprisonment. So that's why we are constrained to file this case.
So, do you have any plans, attorney, to refute, dispute the AMLAC records that were at least presented, once you get this copy of the report?
Well, first of all, it must be determined that these alleged informations were secured and procured in the legal way. Because if it is secured illegally, then there is nothing to discuss, right? If secured illegally, then it's inadmissible. You cannot comment on something that has been illegally declared to have been acquired. Okay. So first and foremost, it must be established that it was acquired legally, and after that, perhaps then we can perhaps comment and say something about it. But even though it is declared in the remote possibility that it's declared that it is acquired, was acquired legally, then I think the best person to answer those will be the side of BP Sara, because it is an impeachment proceeding directed against the Vice President. No, Attorney Carpio is not part of the proceeding, so he has no personality to answer any charges relating to the impeachment complaint.
Sir, one more question from me. I'm not really certain if you can answer this, but let me try anyway, and tell me lang what you think. I also don't want to look at the total transaction amounts accumulated over 20 plus years, because I don't think that's also going to bring us anywhere. However, I think it's fair to say that a lot of people are also wondering how the couple were able to come across so much money. Well, not come across so much money, but to have so much money go to their accounts, both going in and going out, in certain specific years. Again, I suppose labas to sa impeachment. Kasi for example, between 2008 to 2012, you've had some amounts of huge magnitude. 700 million in 1 year, 600 million in another year, 400 million, and so on down the line. So there's a lot of questions by a lot of people as to how could that be possible, and could that be explained? What do you think, po?
Well, definitely that could be explained, no? Provided that first, as I said, the information gathered is really accurate. Information gathered, is it really legally acquired? There will be a sufficient explanation of that in a proper time, provided, as I said, Attorney Carpio is given the opportunity to see these alleged documents coming from the banks. Because remember, it is the banks that are the primary source of these alleged transactions. The AMLC merely made up a summary out of its own understanding of these bank transactions. So we want to see if really there was such a bank report or bank transaction report from the banks. So until that such time, I think it would be premature, for Attorney Carpio to refute, deny, or answer any of these generalized conclusions from the AMLAC.
Yes, sir. And then I understand, sir. Of course, you do not want to give ammunition to your clients' detractors. But on the other hand, wouldn't it also be easier and faster if your client, for example, just comes out and says, "This is impossible. This is how much money went to our accounts for this year. I know he's not bound to say that legally, but wouldn't that be a quicker, faster, and more efficient route?
Well, Attorney Carpio, in our conversations, vehemently denies that he has 3 billion in any of his banking accounts. No? He vehemently denies that. Now, as the details, as I said, then we'll have to first wait for the outcome of the issue on the legality of this acquisition of this bank transaction information. But he vehemently denies that he has this alleged 6 billion or 3 billion amount in his bank accounts.
Attorney, very quickly, yes or no question lang. Are you looking to file more cases in conjunction with the results and what came out on the hearing last week?
Well, we have to see, what will be the action again on Wednesday, because I think we also filed a case about the annual tax returns. That we said that that's another issue on the confidential nature of the tax returns, and I believe they will be discussing on and voting whether or not to open up the sealed box containing tax returns. So depending on the outcome on the Wednesday, we will cross the bridge, if the actions of the committee will again violate the basic confidential rights of Attorney Carpio.
Okay. Maraming salamat for joining us tonight. Attorney Peter Paul Danao, abogado po ni Attorney Manasseh Escarpio.